Hey, yeah, what's up? This Disciple Marshall Occurrence reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-Satan all day. So this video is going to be about this ongoing campaign about the last child marriage law passed under Trump's administration. The last child marriage law passed under Trump's administration. Nobody's saying nothing. This guy's gaining momentum, and nobody's saying anything about this last child marriage law. Nobody got nothing to say about it. No one has anything to say. Big as this guy's mouth is, Donald Trump goes around and do rallies, and whether he's obnoxious as he used to be, he talks at these rallies, and we have never heard him address this issue. Now, why it's important is because the last child marriage law was passed under his administration. I can't stress that enough. That the last child marriage law that was put into action, as far as I know, was passed under the Trump administration. That being said, you know, why isn't the community uh, asking for real answers? Okay, because he could at least have made his voice um, known, heard about this issue. I'm sure he didn't probably pass it, but he's still liable because it's his administration that was in the White House, and you can't say nothing about it. Your leadership can't say nothing about this. You're vocal about everything else, irrelevant stuff in our community, and you couldn't make your voice heard about it. That's the part I find hard to believe. This is the part I find hard to believe. That he couldn't say nothing about it. He couldn't say nothing about it. So that's the part I find hard to believe, and it's troubling, And he still hasn't said anything about it. So I mean, what is one led to think? I mean, it's no way you could tell me he didn't have access to this information. That's foolishness. He had access to this information. He had to have. He had access to the information. So how come he ain't say nothing? This is as relevant as it gets when it comes to this child marriage issue. The last law passed under Donald Trump's administration. This is relevant as it gets. Okay? And it would never get and it was a year before COVID. Okay? How more relevant can it get? It ain't gonna get no more relevant. Donald Trump, that's when the last law was passed. That's when the last law was passed. So that's what we saying. And so I don't see how, his followers can be patriots and be and be pro America, and he's passed this child marriage. He allowed this. He didn't say anything about this child marriage law being passed. Whether he passed it or not, he was aware of it. That's what you got to look at. That's the main thing. He had to be aware of it. Like I've explained it before, if the White House government was a Facebook, the president would have an account, right? If the White House was Facebook, the president obviously would have the administration account. You know what that also means? He would receive the notifications just like you do on Facebook that concerning a passing of laws. They don't have to hold a briefing He might have not been at a briefing when this, or he may have not been at a law session where this law was passed. However, he at least received a notification of it. This we can agree on. Like I said, if the White House was a Facebook, if it was a Facebook, the president would have an administration account, right? If it was Facebook. I'm trying to get you to see this format so you can see he was notified of it. So if the White House was like Facebook, the president would have an administration account and he would be notified of everything. So he was notified of it. That's what I'm trying to show you. He received a notification. Okay? So that's all you need to know. And you have to be boggled in the mind when it comes to how silent this man is on this issue, on something that was passed under his administration. How I look at it, when your administration rules over the country, you are the president, you're going to be diligent about knowing the laws that are passed that are bogus laws that are passed. You're going to be diligent about knowing about that. You're not going to be haphazard. And then when it's not right, you're going to be vocal about it. You're going to let the whole country of politicians know you do not co-sign this. All he had to do was separate himself from it. That's what I would have did. I would have separated myself from it just to let people know I'm not with that, because that's what people are going to look at. They're going to look at when the last law was passed and who was the president. That's what they're going to look at. That's exactly what they're going to look at. So I would have denounced it. I would have denounced this law and said, I have nothing to do with this. It doesn't reflect my morals or the morals of my administration. That's all you got to do. What else can you do? I feel you should be able to, when the law is a bogus law like that, you should be able to, when the law is like, it has those details, you should be able to have an executive order passed on laws like that. But that's not the case, is it? That's not the case. And he didn't say anything. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. And that's that. And so that being said, it's just a double standard here, But what's the good thing about this situation is that the person that is running around the country, that is relevant, that is trying to win another election, he was in the White House when the last law was passed. That's the beautiful thing about it. We have a face to a leader. He is one of the faces, whether you want to accept it or not. He is one of the faces that we can look at and see that was in the midst of this child marriage stuff in the last child marriage law that was passed. He was in the middle of this. Okay? So that being said, unfortunately for him, he's one of the only faces that we really know. He's the only face we can put to this child marriage stuff. That's how I need to say it. That's the 7th hour. He's the only face that we can put to this child marriage stuff. Well, he was in the White House when he was in the White House. His administration was there when this last child marriage law was passed. So who other face we're going to put with it? And in fact, the president's face is the most the face that is the most liable, if you will. His face he's the most liable, being the president, concerning a law that's passed. When you say, who's most liable? Who is most liable? The president is the one that's most liable. And he's the only face that we can actually put with it. And he's a relevant face. And he's a face that still has the support of the American community. Yet a child marriage law was passed under his administration while he was in the White House. Something that is, and might I note and continue to note, and can't stress it enough to note, these child marriage laws are a total contradiction of the American community. It's not even slightly accepted. It's not even slightly accepted. It's not even slightly accepted at all. And yet, the last child marriage law was passed under Donald Trump's administration. And this is not even slightly accepted, culturally speaking. I just can't believe this. I mean, I can't believe it. And I can't believe that you can sit back and just, when I tell you that Donald Trump was in office, how can you not see how relevant this is? I mean, this is unreal. This is unreal. This is unreal, bro. Listen, man. It's one of those things you can't ever get over. I tell you the truth, it is. It's one of those things you can't be like, how, man? When it's a whole country, it's a contradiction to the whole country. It'd be one thing if it was like, okay, it's insinuated in the culture. It's people talk about it here and there, and you know, it's this ongoing conversation, but it's not. In fact, no one wants to have this conversation. No one wants to have a conversation about how did we get ourselves in this place in the first place. No one wants to have that conversation. How did we get to the point where there's 43 states of child marriage and no one's doing anything about it? And the question is, can someone do something about it? Is there anyone that can make any executive orders against this? Is there anybody that can make executive orders against this? And here's the other statement. Okay, if people just want to let it be, then look, this is how I feel. Don't question anybody's sexuality with children anymore. That's what I'm asking. If you're gonna just act nonchalant about it, if you just want to act like, oh, we're just gonna let it be, then don't question anyone's sexuality. Don't question nothing about these children and what people done did with children at all. I don't want to hear about none of it. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want you to insinuate that you're a child protecting community. That's all we asking. If it's going to stay like that, we don't want you insinuating anything in your community. Okay? That's the next statement. Because, you know, if you're going to leave it like that, if you just feel nonchalant, like, well, we don't care, okay? Then don't care all the way. That's what we're asking. Don't care all the way. Don't try to see how anybody is with kids. Don't try to see how anybody interacts with kids. Don't try to see how anybody feels about kids. Don't care all the way. That's all I'm asking. Don't be around here with me and don't be trying to see nothing what I'm doing, sexually speaking. Don't worry about it. Listen. I have one thing about me. I have no problem with getting a woman. I have never had a problem. In fact, women have been attracted to me all my life. All my life, buddy. That's why I walk around like I do. You see me walking around thirsty for women? You don't see me like that. You ain't never seen me in New York City really on the prowl looking for women. And some people wouldn't even see that as wrong or being a predator. You're just out trying to find a woman. You ain't never seen me do that, have you? Look, bro, I don't have no problem. Listen, I don't have no hangups when it comes to my sexuality. I really don't. You know what I mean? And I have a full story as far as my sexuality, a very full story. But if you're looking for something weird, if you're looking for something strange, you ain't gonna find it. That's all I'm saying. You ain't gonna find it. And you should stop trying to find it when you have child marriage and you have the last child marriage law passed under the Donald Trump administration. Won't you stop trying to find something? That's what we asking. If the next step is, okay, if you're not going to do anything, can you also not do anything when it comes to other people? When it comes to other people's sexuality, can you stop all the psychological games that you're doing online, that you're doing in everywhere, in every facet of your community? Can you stop all that as well? Because, I mean, you need to have a seat. If you have not noticed, a seat is laid out for you. If you have not noticed, a seat is laid out for you, buddy. They got all 4 legs on the seat and everything. It's a good, strong seat. It's a good four-leg strong seat. It's a good 4-leg strong seat for you. I got a good 4-leg strong seat for you, buddy. Because, you know, you're not one to talk about this issue any longer. Can you see that? That's the next phase. Can we all agree that America is no longer that go-to person or go-to nation? You're not that go-to community, if you will. You're not that go-to community, bro. Concerning these children, the thing is, you keep trying to project it, and that's what irks me. You're projecting it, and you're insinuating that you are trying to find pedophiles, or you're insinuating that other people are pedophiles, and this is what irks me. It's like the insinuation is there, right? Against Christians and other people. And this insinuation is very irking. It irks my spirit because you're not that go-to community anymore. That's what I'm saying. And you have to catch up. You think I'm a dinosaur. How am I a dinosaur when I'm telling you stuff you don't know? I mean, come on, make it make sense, bro. I'm a futuristic dinosaur. Hey, if I'm a dinosaur, I'm a futuristic dinosaur. I'm a futuristic dinosaur because I'm telling you stuff you don't know. So how am I behind? How am I behind the culture? Make it make sense, bro. The day when you stop seeing me talk about stuff you don't know, which won't happen because I'm a prophet. I'm always going to be talking in the future. When that day comes where I talk like I am totally irrelevant, then you can shut me off. But I guarantee you, I will always have a prophetic edge, and I will always speak prophetically, and I will always speak towards the future accurately. And I'm pretty sure through Christ Jesus, the Messiah, I will be able to always tell you things you didn't know. But what I'm asking for today is that you just lay off this Family Guy image. That's all we're asking. If you're not going to do it, if you're not going to confront child marriage, can you stop acting like we don't know that you have child marriage in the country? If you're not gonna lay off this pedophilia insinuation, cultural insinuation. That's the best way to put it. This pedophilia cultural insinuation. If you're gonna continue to do this, I mean, what I'm asking is that you don't continue to do it. When you have child marriage, when you have the last child marriage law passed under Donald Trump's administration, I mean, you're insulting our intelligence. Don't you feel that way? Don't you? I feel that way. You're insulting my intelligence, bro. Really, that's the best way to put it. Listen, you have the last child marriage law passed when Donald Trump was in office. How relevant can that be? How more relevant can it be? And it was passed a year before COVID. This last child marriage law was passed a year before COVID. That will always be relevant for that reason. It will always be relevant because When you attach COVID to it, yeah, it came out a year before COVID. People are like, really? The last child marriage law was passed a year before COVID? Wow. It's very damaging in as far as character and reputation and integrity, because no one here agrees with it. So why is laws being passed that the citizens do not agree with, bro? No one agrees with this. So why is it being passed for the community? That's what we talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with me, something wrong with you. I'm just on it. I'm just on the ball. Hey, it's a big difference. Hey, I'm on the ball. I ain't crazy. I can't believe you shoot. How should I be? I should be quietly about this. I should be quietly. I should be quietly. That's what I should be, quietly. I'm trying to understand how you want me to be. Sound like an R&B song from the 90s. I'm trying to understand how you want me to be. I'm trying to understand how you want me to be. You got 43 states of child marriage. Okay? And the sad thing is, man, all those years of nostalgia of the 90s, the 80s, all the music and the movies, man, all of that stuff, all that culture and all of that, man, the whole time you had child marriage, the whole time, man. It's awful. I can't believe it. You had questionable laws the whole time. Let's just go look back. How could we have been so stupid culturally? How? I just don't get it. I just don't get it, bro. And the thing is, it's not like the other laws and the other issues that we deal with. This is something that is disgusting, and this is something that can cost people's lives. Really, playing around children. This is not something that, oh, well, it's bad, but we can deal with it. It's not that kind of stuff. And yet, through all the 80s and the 90s, through all those times and all that music and movies and all of that stuff, man, they had child marriage here, bro. Yes, man. And the age of consent has never been at 18 in all 50 states. So through all the Michael Jackson and Prince era, the age of consent was never 18 in all 50 states. Those were the last decades of America. It was, in my opinion. And I'm going to do a video about this. See, and I'm also doing a video about this too. It's a video, we're at the end of the fullness of times. We've had the greatest music, the greatest everything. And now you can tell it's the end of the world because everything's been done. Everything has been done. And that is the fullness of times. All you got to do is look at all that's been done. And it's an indication that it's the end of times. It's the fullness of times. Everything's been done. It's all been done. So what else is going to be done? If it's all been done, what else is going to be done? That's what I'm saying. But the sad thing is, through all that music and all those good memories and stuff, all them good times, all of that, all those times, all that stuff, man, all the music and all the movies and stuff that everybody likes here, man, it was never right, bro. It was never. And that's why probably the country was never like going in the proper direction. There was always a malfunctioning when it comes to the child marriage part. It was always a malfunctioning. So that being said, it was never right. It was never right. Okay, it was never right. So it's just like I said, it's not a matter of, oh, well, nobody's perfect. That's what you. That's the. There's a difference between imperfection and child molesting. Okay, don't insult my intelligence. There's a difference between not being a country that's all together and not doing it all right, but we doing the best that we can, and child marriage. Okay, Russia's doing the best they can. They don't have child marriage. China's doing the best they can. They're not doing. They're not doing. Imagine what they went through with COVID. But yet they did not pass. They have not passed child marriage laws. Okay. So if you look to the world, you will see that, you know, and they're not even doing better than we are. Many countries are not, and they still they still haven't passed child marriage laws. In other words, they're not perfect, but they're not passing child marriage laws. I mean, so like, what's the excuse that people can really hang on in a substantial way? You know, and it's just like I just want people to like get lost playing traffic when it comes to accusing anyone of anything. Like that time is gone, bro. You don't have that credibility. That's the whole conclusion. If you're not going to get rid of these laws and you're going to be defiant just to be hateful, well, also with your hate, let's also agree that you're no longer the go-to community when it comes to purity towards children. All right? None of you. That means gangsters, thugs, community, all communities, suburban places, none of you. None of you. Because if you didn't have anything to do with it, you're too ignorant of your own surroundings to be the go-to concerning child molestation and child impurities. You're too ignorant of your own community. You're too ignorant of your own system to be sitting up pointing out anything. Because the first thing you need to point out is what your government is doing. And if you can't point that out in the same breath of talking about what somebody else is doing with children, then you're not that go-to community, bro. That's real, man. That's real. I don't want someone talking about what's going on in their community, but completely ignorant to child marriage in their country. Think about it, man. Who would sit and be subject to that? Who would be subject to that? Would you allow yourself to be subject to a community that is totally ignorant of child marriage laws? Totally ignorant to that part. But yeah, here you are trying to point out somebody doing something with you. Man, come on, man. You can't be serious, bro. Bro, it's over you like it's like a blanket, like an umbrella over your whole community of child marriage in 43 states, right? That's there, right? We can establish it. It's there. So who is anyone here to be talking about that in the community? It's just, listen, bro. Listen, you have to update yourself and learn what it is. Learn the term of contradiction and hypocrisy. Learn those two terms. Being a hypocrite. Well, you're telling us to do one thing, but you're doing another. You're insinuating against pedophiles, but you have child marriage. That's a hypocrite. Last time I checked, that's about the definition of a hypocrite. It would pass for a hypocrite, wouldn't it? That would pass for being hypocritical. Don't you think so? Masquerading around like family men, but here you are with 43 states of child marriage. I mean, make it make sense. That's actually hypocritical. That's actually a hypocrite community. Okay, you've been talking about all this stuff with children, but here you are with child marriage. That part, ow. Come on, man, make it make sense, bro. Man, come on, man. Here you are with child marriage, trying to talk about pedophiles. Bruh, man, come on. Come on, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's ridiculous. For you to sit up and talk about child marriage, and here you are. I mean, you talking about child molesters and all these things and insinuating things of people's past, but here you are with 43 states of child marriage. as you're part of that, you know. I know you didn't sit down and write in, you didn't put your Hancock on it, but you're part of this community and culture, man, bro. You can't listen. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say you're American but don't want to. And I gotta do a video on this. You can't say you're American, but you're not part of this. Oh, I'm American, but I don't have nothing to do with that. There you go again, insulting my intelligence. We're American, but we don't want nothing to do with that part. Well, unfortunately, you know, whatever you are in alliance with, you accept whatever that comes with that. Whatever comes with that alliance. That's why you can't be in alliance with everybody. And in fact, that's why, globally speaking, you can't be just in alliance with any country. You can't be in alliance with just any country. Talking about, well, I like that country, but I just don't like that part. They're going to criticize the fact that you're in alliance with a country that has child marriage. Now you see what I'm saying. If it was another country, guess what? Outside of you, let's be unbiased for a moment. Let's be unbiased for a moment. If it was another country outside of you, and you found out that they had child marriage in 43 states out of 50 of their community, whether people were doing it or not, it's an option to the community, and so it's there. It's the character level of your community. It's the integrity level of your community. That's all we're talking about. It's the integrity level of your community. Now imagine if someone else, okay, you all found out. So you're going to criticize the fact that someone has an alliance with this country that has child marriage. That's what you're going to point out. Yeah, here you are in alliance with America, thinking people are not going to criticize that part, talking about, oh, well, I'm not a part of that part. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean, bro? Look, man. It is that. Listen, it's that serious when your country is running around like John Wayne for kids, acting like they protect. It's that part, bro, that brings the liability. What kind of man would I be to let y'all ride around like John Wayne for kids, but not point out the fact that you got child marriage? What kind of man would I be? Yeah, that's my part. I'm supposed to point it out. You don't supposed to point it out. I'm supposed to point it out. And I'm doing a good job doing it, am I? Aren't I doing a good job doing that? I'm supposed to point it out. You're not going to point it out. What kind of man would I be if I did not point it out? When you got all these, you got all these people insinuating pedophilia and all like that, it's like this crazy craze concerning pedophiles, and here you are with 43 states of child marriage. Can't be serious, bro. Man, you can't be serious. That's a laughing joke. Can't be serious, man. Look, and you can't say it's everybody. Like I said, Russia does not have child marriage. China does not have child marriage. So you can't have this big huddle of people that's doing it all around the world. You don't have that. You don't have that going on, bro. Not among the superpowers. The superpowers really are not doing that. The superpowers, I'm not playing no games. Don't you see that? Whether it's rain, sun, or shine, whether I'm in a good mood or a bad mood, I'm going in all the time, bro. Yeah, this ain't about my mood. This ain't about if I'm in a good mood or bad mood. I'm not kicking you around concerning child marriage when I'm depressed. I'm not kicking you around concerning child marriage when it's convenient for me and I'm in an angry mood and I've been gang stalked. Listen, I'm getting up in a good mood, tackling this child marriage problem. That's what I'm doing. That shows you my motives. I'm up in a good mood. I'm doing pretty good. Done ate breakfast, took my vitamins, doing what couples do. But listen, that doesn't change anything that's going on, bro. I'm on it, man. I'm on it. Rain, sun, or shine, man. That's what I'm saying. They sitting around here playing. Yeah, what kind of man, like I said, what kind of man would I be Let them play with me like that. Play with you like that. And here they are with child marriage. And then, I can't make this up. No one knows about it. But you know about everything else, don't you? Yeah, that part right there. Yeah, you know about all these insinuations and hearsays and all of that kind of stuff. It just shows you how your country is. It shows you ultimately the sum total of the ignorance of your country. I mean, we knew it was stupid here. We knew people didn't have education, but man, I mean, we knew education was lacking here. We all knew that. We all knew we wasn't the best country as far as education and students, but man, this is like out there. No one knows this. So you see how you're just pulled back down? Although you're very innovative and you got all this stuff going on and you got all these movies and anime and all these different types of series of stuff and gadgets and all of this stuff, but then you got child marriage. It pulls you right back down into the past, man. Sad. It's sad, but look, you can't blame nobody but yourself. You can't blame me. I don't see how you think you can blame me. You know, I don't see how. I don't see how. Okay, you're looking for a punching bag, and I'm not your punching bag. You're looking for an emotional punching bag because your country is gone from COVID. That's what it is. The real frustration and anger is because your country is gone from COVID. Come on, man. You know, listen, man, come on. Listen, if it takes 20 years to 50 years, it's eating away the community every day. It's eating away the community. Hey, it might be a slow burn. It could be a fast burn. Just like charcoal, you know, you got some wood chips, you got a slow burn. Hey, it's a slow burn grill, ain't it? we got a slow burn grill here. Nevertheless, man, you're still being cooked. Somebody's dying every day from COVID. Let us be mindful of that. Every single day. Somebody. It might be not, it might not be the 3,000 it used to be a day. On the average, it got up to what? How about 3,000, right? Nationwide, right? It's not like that no more, but look, that grill's still burning. And as long as it's still burning, it can slowly, this is what you're underestimating. You keep underestimating COVID-19. You keep underestimating it. They have strains, new strains every 4 to 5 months. People are still dying from it daily. That has not stopped. And you know, it's not going anywhere. They can't tell you how it's going to go away. And some people have come to this conclusion. You know what they did? They look for things to do in their community, like gang stalking, to keep their minds off of it. So they go and gang stalk so they can't go crazy or they won't get depressed. Wow, what a weak person. What a really weak person, right? To go play around a country that's already in distress, you know, adding to the injury, insulting the injury of having a country that's going through. I'm not going through what it's going through. I'm not insulting you. I'm not insulting the injury of what this country is going through. I am showing you the problems. I am showing you why it is the way it is. I am showing you who caused the problems. All this gang stalking from the Freemasons, I believe it caused in 50 states of gay marriage is what caused these plagues to come. Well, why is it happening all of a sudden? You ever thought about that? I mean, it's all at one time. You didn't think about that? It's not just COVID. It's like everything is going crazy. You didn't notice that, right? That means your community most likely did something wrong. You don't want to admit it. You did something wrong as a community. And it's now coming back on you just like it will. Just like this, God will let happen. He will let what you have done He will bring the reciprocity to that. You will get the reciprocity and the fruition to what you have done. Okay? That's what's going to happen here, amigos. Okay? So it's no way around it. It's no, I don't know what you expect. You play games, and just like Candace Owens said, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Yeah, I think that's one of the best sayings of this whole decade. Stupid games get stupid prizes. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Ding, 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 ding. What you got? Come on down. Shum on down. Shum on down. Shum on down. You know what you got? A stupid prize. Well, how come I got a stupid prize? Because you played a stupid game. When you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Open your box. Open your gift. Come on. Open it up. I don't want this. This is a mask. Yes, it's a mask for COVID-19. You want a stupid prize. Ow. That's what you get for playing stupid games. Man, Candace Owens, mate, that was man. If y'all don't like her, I'm telling you, it's one reason to like her, man. She said that was the coolest thing that's the coolest, one of the coolest things ever said, man. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. That's very cool, man. It's true, though. It's true. It's called reciprocity. It's called karma, all right? It's called karma, reciprocity. It's products of fruition, okay? It's byproducts of karma, of playing games. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, okay? That's what happens. And there's no way around it, dude. You're not going to get cool prizes and you play stupid games. You're not going to get cool prizes and you play stupid games, dude. Sorry to tell you. And that's where you are, buddy. Whether you like it or not. Ow. Ow. See, I deserve to laugh. All the games you played. Yeah, the most unlikely guy. That's life. That's history. The most unlikely guy you thought would have a fighting chance, right? You didn't even think I was gonna live, did you? You thought I was gonna be depressed and just lose my mind. God is real, bro. And it should put the fear of God in you. Now that you know he's real, like, man, you got to get it together. That means everything else is real. And you listen, you can't hide from God in his eyesight. He's able to see right through you, bro. And that should make you a humble servant, a good servant, and a good person in your community. But nevertheless, here you are. Gang stalking, Freemasons gang stalking. They act like they're so good. We found out that you are not so good. Yeah, and then also, how come you don't know what your 33 degrees of masonry? You got 33 degrees of masonry. Wow. 33 degrees. You got 33 degrees. Go ahead with your bad self. 33 degrees of masonry, but 43 states of child marriage. Touchdown. 33 degrees of masonry, 43 degrees of child marriage. Hey, you got 43 degrees of child marriage. Ow. You got 43 states you got 43 degrees in states of child marriage, buddy. Ow. With your 33 degrees of masonry with your bad self. And how come your whole community don't know nothing about it? All these Freemasons riding around like they above everybody. Well, hey, you wasn't able to see this now, was you? You up high, but can't you see this, could you? Yeah, come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Say that for them amateurs. Say that for them fools out there. I am not interested in your foolish information or foolish 33 degrees of masonry. You still got racism here. You still got craziness here. You still got child marriage here. You still got Donald Trump running for office. We don't want to hear nothing about your 33 degrees of masonry. Go season your baby back ribs with your 33 degrees of masonry. Go season them baby back ribs with 33 degrees of masonry. Ow. It's nothing but seasoning. It's nothing but it's nothing but a bottle of seasoning. Go season your baby back ribs with them 33 degrees of masonry. Yeah, this is real. I know it's surreal to you, and it's real. It's just real to me. You're losing your mind about it, and I'm telling you, it's just something I always expected out of a country like this. See, when you're black, you already know they boo-boo stink. You already know the boo-boo stink. I mean, the white people, you might not notice it so much because you're not paying attention. You're too busy laughing and going to AMC theaters, eating buttery popcorn, getting popcorn all over your hands and flicking off the residue of butter off your hands. You're too busy getting caught up doing that. Right? Sitting up with the residue on you, flicking it off on your hands. Huh? Black people are aware that the boo-boo stinks, bro. And we've been aware of it. While you was at the AMC theater, wiping butter residue off your fingers. Okay? And it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me. It surprises you because this has been Disneyland for white people. The whole thing. This Disneyland for you. I know why you're a patriot. I would be a patriot too. Get to ride around, make money anywhere, get a job, do anything you want. Nobody really stopping you. This is Disneyland for white people. Don't shut down my Disneyland. Don't shut down my Disneyland roller coaster. Roller coaster. Don't shut down my Disneyland roller coaster. Don't shut down my Disneyland roller coaster. This is Disneyland for white people. Yeah, you should be a patriot. Who wouldn't be a patriot if you was white here? You should be. That goes without saying. But unfortunately, we got to shut down your roller coaster, bro. Your roller coaster goes in the way of 43 states of child marriage, Al. It goes all the way up and then dips down into 43 states of child marriage, Al. The roller coaster goes up. You know how it goes up? Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Yeah, they thought they had me all the way up there, didn't they? They were gonna do something on me, do something to me way up there at the top, right? Click, 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 click. And then once I got up there, you all heard about 43 straights of child marriage. Got your head blowing in the wind, ears and everything blowing, flapping in the wind, ain't it? Hey, Donald Trump wigs coming off with these 43 states of child marriage, isn't it? Done dipped him down with this roller coaster all the way down with them 43 states of child marriage, Al. He ain't got nothing to say, do it. Look how he look. I know he know. I know he know because look. He ain't said nothing crazy, has he? Hey, man, come on, man. I wasn't born yesterday. I wasn't born yesterday. All of a sudden, he's all now and all cool and collective and everything. Look at him. You ain't really heard nothing from him, have you? You know why? Because it's done got back to him that the last child marriage law was passed under his administration. That's why. That's why he's acting like he's acting. I am not silly. I am not stupid. Joe Biden, I might be hilarious, but I'm not stupid and silly. Joe Biden, he can't even have this conversation. Take him up on the roller coaster. He can't have this conversation. I guarantee you can't get someone to see him face to face who can ask him about child marriage in America. Nobody, who he would not let it happen. Okay? Who could do it? Who would be allowed? Who would have this conversation with him? That's what I'm saying. Who would have how would this be allowed? Who could do it? Who could accomplish this? Asking Joe Biden and Kamala Harris about 43 states of child marriage in America. I mean, let's go back to like what I just said. People kill for this. They kill for this. They kill for children. Okay, so it's not one of those issues where it's trivial and it doesn't really matter. It's like something people kill for in this country. It's something people kill for. So you can stop acting like I'm just talking about some minute, trivial issue. You can stop that right now. People kill for this. People kill for it. People kill about this. And we want to know why this issue, what people kill for, why isn't it being addressed? People kill for this. While you're trivializing what I'm talking about, I know I'm funny. Okay, there's nothing wrong with laughing. but it's not a trivial issue when it comes to this 43 states of child marriage. It's not a minute issue. It's not some little issue we can pack away in the attic. Label it 43 states of child marriage. Okay, guys, we got the 43 states of child marriage boxes. We're putting them up in the attic. We'll address it later. Or we can put them down in the basement. Whatever suits your fancy. Whatever suits your fancy. Whatever suits your fancy. You want to put these 43 states of child marriage up in these 43 boxes of child marriage. You want to put these 43 boxes of child marriage up in the attic. Or you want to put these 43 boxes of child marriage down in the basement. Whatever suits your fancy. Whatever suits your fancy. It's not something you can do that with. Okay? Can't pack it away in the basement. Can't pack it away in the attic. And that's what you're attempting to do. Well, we'll get to that later. We'll change it soon. Well, unfortunately, time waits for no man. Time waits for no man. When you've been playing games and game stalking, talking about people are pedophiles, time waits for no man. Don't you get it? Hey, you owe us some answers. Now, you don't have time to pack this away, buddy. Ow. You thought you had time to pack it away? Well, not when your country been going crazy. And here we are finding out that these stupid tail people got 43 states of child marriage with their stupid tail. You got 43 states of child marriage. Yeah, you got to start talking now, buddy. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Lucy got some explaining to do. Lucy got some explaining to do. Lucy has some explaining to do. Yeah, right now. Can't put nothing in the attic. No. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. You have some explaining to do. Lucy, you have some explaining to do. Ow. Yeah. Like you got all the time in the world to address this. You ain't got no time. You should listen, you should have said something about this yesterday. Last year, matter of fact, you should have said something about this last year. Ow. Like you got all the time in the world. No, you do not, buddy. You do not have a lot of time left to address this. You thought you was a mob. We're going to be out here like a mob with torches. We're going to be out here like a mob with torches until you address this, bro. Because you have been out here in this community playing around everybody. Now, if you had not been doing that, maybe you'll have a little more time. Maybe we would feel that well, hey, they didn't know about it. They wasn't really doing anything. But you have been doing something. Your Freemasons have been doing something. Playing games about pedophiles and all of this stuff. They've caused this liability for you. Okay? In these other secret societies and these disgruntled other people in the community. Disgruntled for no reason. That's what we're going to call them. Disgruntled people for kids for no reason. Disgruntled people for kids. No evidence, no substantial evidence disgruntled people for kids. Put you on a cereal box. Put you on a cereal box, buddy. No evidence disgruntled people for kids. Ow. That's all you've become. Disgruntled, bitter people for kids with no evidence. That's what you become, buddy. While we sitting up here with a whole stack of evidence. We got 43 boxes of child marriage. We got 43 packed boxes of child marriage, buddy. Yeah, listen, man. Unfortunately, listen, if you think I'm playing, God is going to do it all, buddy. God is going to do it all. God is going to do it all, man. I'm sorry to tell you. God is going to do it all. He's watching. And he knows this last child marriage law was pedophilia. Oh, you act like you want to play slow and stupid like, well, gee, we just don't know. Gee, we just don't know. We just, we just don't know what age, we just don't know what age of child marriage, we just don't know, we just don't know what age of child marriage is acceptable. I mean, age of child is acceptable. I'm sorry, we just don't know. We just don't know which age of child is acceptable for sex. I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure out what age is acceptable for sex. No, you can't say that. Listen, you know what age is acceptable for sex. Your community talks about it. Ain't nobody out here talking about being with no children. Some weirdos, sketchy people might be talking about it. Ain't no everyday American talking about being with any child or any age of child. So it's not something that your culture and community has not figured out. So how come you ain't figured it out? Because that's what you're insinuating, is if, well, we just don't know, like, throughout the ages, ages fluctuated about, as far as age of consent. So we really don't know. Okay, how come your whole community, why would you make laws for people who do know? Okay, all of these Americans know that they are not wanting to have sex with children. So why would you pass laws, regardless of what you feel about the fluctuations of the age of consent throughout history. Besides that, why would you specifically make specific laws for the American community who does not have sex with children specifically? These laws are for them. So why would you pass laws for people who don't agree with it, regardless of what you believe? Why would you pass laws for people who don't agree with it? Now, doesn't make sense, does it? Which reeks pedophilia because it's not the demand of the community. It's not the demand. So you had to go past all of that, knowing how crazy they are, and still force this, which means these are forced 43 states. These are forced laws, child laws, that was passed during the Trump administration. If there were forced laws, culturally speaking, wouldn't you say that's pedophilia based on that? Well, no one's wanting to do this, and no one's undecided. And I'm pretty sure that the people that pass these laws understand the science of their culture. They understand the science of the social aspects of their community and what their community agrees with and don't agree with it, right? They know what their country agrees with, their countrymen agrees with. That's part of being lawmakers. You have to know social science, if you will, right? You can't just be passing laws and not know social science, right? Public science and knowing what the people want to do sexually. You have to know about these things. So they do know about these things. And they still force child marriage laws to be in your country July 1st, 2019, that allows them to have sex with any age of children. That's the new law. Any age. Any age. You telling me that's not pedophilia? And see, God knows that. That's what I'm trying to show you. That's what I'm trying to show you. The new law says no minimum age, meaning any age. Any age. And you telling me that's not a pedophilia law? That's the new Donald Trump. That's the law passed under Donald Trump's administration. No minimum age. That's not pedophilia if it's any age. Come on, man. Whose intelligence are you insulting? That's what I'm saying. So you can't act like the stuff of the past and the age of consent all across the country, which is late teens. No. This new law is absolutely pedophilia. It says no minimum age, bro. No minimum age. That's not clear enough for you? Man, come on. You can't be, man, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. And so you don't think God knows that? You don't think God knows that you're doing this and it's pedophilia? You don't think God knows that? See, you just couldn't help yourself, could you? Couldn't help yourself. You love children and nobody else. Remember them Duncan Hines commercials in the 90s? Can't help myself. Them Duncan Hines. You looking at these kids like Duncan Hines, man. It's crazy, bro. It's a shame. And what's worse is them Duncan Hines commercials. Oh, man. Man, kids don't know the commercials we used to have in the 90s. Duncan Hines commercials used that song, Can't Help Myself. Oh, man. Hey, man. That's how you are, man. When it comes to these kids, can't help myself. Look, man. Look, who you mad at, me or yourself? That's all. That's what I always ask. Who you mad at, me or yourself? So you're so stupid, you're mad at me. Hey, you so stupid. You mad at me? Hey. These these 43 states of child marriage done slap you so silly. You mad at me? You mad at me, ain't you? Hey, this information done made you so mad. It's gonna slap you so silly, and you done got so mad. You mad at me? You mad at me? You mad at me because you got child marriage? Because your countrymen can't help theyself. Ain't my fault. You should be getting me a bag, like I said. You should be getting me my money. Hey, look, listen, this is a wealth of information here. This is a wealth of information. This is almost intellectual property. Well, why it isn't? This is intellectual property. This is intellectual property here. You should be cash apping me. That's real. You think I'm being funny? I'm not. Hey, I told you something you couldn't have possibly have known. You wouldn't have knew this. Come on, man. You wouldn't have knew this. You should be cash apping me. That's real. My cash app is DMCURRENC. First three letters, all caps. DMCURRENC. Yeah, you need to be cash apping me, buddy. No, I'm serious. Because when would you have figured this out? When would you have come to this information? When would your community have come to know this? 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years from now? Why these pedophiles can't help themselves? They dunking your children in milk like brownies. Okay, that's what they doing. Meanwhile, when would you have come to this conclusion? When would you have figured this out? Yeah, that's a cash out, buddy. That's a bag. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. That's a bag. Yes, sir. But you sitting around here like it's a game. Man, listen, man. Look. You would never y'all project yourself as family men and women. But this is far from the truth, bro. That's what we saying. And I don't care about my past. All I know, you ain't seen me with no kids at 18. Children have childish sex acts. Right or wrong? Man, listen, bro. Listen, I got this wrapped up. Excuse me. You know how I can explain mine? Children have childish sex acts. Right or wrong? Number one. Children have childish sex acts, right? Boom, ow. Secondly, who takes a child sex act seriously, 100% seriously? Anybody in the world takes a child sex act 100% seriously? Something's wrong with you. Who takes a child sex act 100% seriously? And children would have childish sex acts, even cruel sex acts. They're children. Okay? Now, how can you explain 43 states of child marriage? These men can't help themselves. Can't explain that one, can you? I can listen. Being a child is a good excuse. That is an excuse that would get it all thrown out, buddy. Ow. Yeah, somebody's a child. That explains everything. Yes, to smart people, that explains everything. Why you trying to be Teddy Ruxpin, telling bedtime tale stories and child stories? You Teddy Ruxpin bastards. I guess you want to be Teddy Ruxpin, don't you? Remember Teddy Ruxpin, the talking bear? Yes, and this is what happened 1990s, in the 19... Nobody, no, look, who takes a child sex act totally serious? Like, yeah, that child was getting it in. That child should be punished. That child really mean business. Anybody take a child sex act 100% seriously? Nobody's doing that, are they? Except these wayward cops. And everybody knows children will have childish sex acts, except the wayward cops. Where do you get these people from? Where are they from? Jupiter? Where are they from, bro? I'm pretty sure they did stuff as children. But I'm pretty sure that half of you have not done nothing with children as an adult. But they can't help themselves. You ain't doing nothing with children, but they are. And they say I'm talking about what you doing as a child. Man, you shouldn't even let nobody play with you like that. You have, as a child, that's where you win. It's a good excuse. It's a valid excuse. Well, that was a child. That's a good excuse. That's a perfect excuse, actually. It can't get no more perfect. That you was under the age of 18. Okay, that's pretty perfect. That's pretty perfect. That explains everything. That's pretty perfect. That's pretty perfect. That's pretty perfect. But it's not pretty perfect when you're over the age of 18 with 43 states of child marriage by the laws passed by the government. That's not pretty perfect. The last child marriage law has no minimum age, right? That's not pretty perfect. Where they can marry children at any age. This law passed July 1st, 2019. That's not pretty perfect, is it? They can't help themselves. You remember on Black Sheep? With Chris Farley when his dad was dancing at the wedding? Instead of Chris Farley's dad is still dancing at the wedding, pedophiles can't help themselves singing a song. The pedophile singing a song. Hey, at Chris Farley's dad's wedding, the pedophile getting up singing a song. Can't help themselves, can't help myself. You remember that movie? Hey, when Chris Farley, he was playing Black Sheep, and him and his dad were singing a song together, but instead of him and his dad, it's the two pedophiles. Can't help ourselves. Oh boy, that's good stuff. Look, you shouldn't listen, man. Everybody know. And David Spade just sitting back looking like, yeah, this is a disaster. You got 43 states of child marriage, man. It's no way you're gonna win. David Spade sitting back like, yeah, this is a disaster. Yeah, it's no games. Because like I said, there's people that kill for this. So you can't act like it's a little boat issue. Well, we got those bad boat laws in America down there in Miami. Down there off the coast of Miami, we got them bad boat laws. We got those bad boat cruiser laws. The boat cruisers, those T45 boat cruisers. Those T45s boat cruisers. Well, the T45 boat cruisers is illegal down there in Miami. We got to do something about these T45 boat cruisers. T45s. Well, these ain't T45 boat cruisers, buddy. You got 43 states of child marriage. This ain't 4345 boat cruiser laws, buddy, that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about 245 boat laws. 245 boat cruiser laws. I ain't talking about no boat cruiser laws. Okay, that's how you acting. Like I'm talking about
3, 4, 5 boat laws, cruiser laws, boat cruiser laws. I'm not. These aren't boat laws, buddy. That's how you acting. Well, yeah, we got to fix those boat laws down there in Miami. They got those 254 boat cruiser laws down there. That's out of control. 253 boat cruisers shouldn't be cruising down there in Miami. We got to do something about them boat laws. You act like these are boat laws. These are not boat laws, buddy. We're talking about 43 states of child marriage. You can't be serious. Hey, they putting a ring on children. That's unbelievable, bro. That's unbelievable, man. And see, that destroys all the possibility of anything happening. Why should I join that? You see that liability you got right there? You can't be serious. Ain't no way in the world I would join something like that. Them liabilities like that, you crazy. You are crazy. Would you, if it came out, they got child marriage, not boat laws, not 254 boat cruiser laws. It's not 254 boat cruiser laws. No, they ain't got that. They got child marriage laws. We can work through 254 boat cruiser laws. We can't work through child marriage laws. We can't work through that. That's what and look, everybody's on my side, bro. Can't you see that? Can't you see the love that I'm getting? And the hate that you're about to get? Can't you feel the hate that you're about to get, buddy? Oh, you can't feel the heat, can you? You should be able to feel the heat of the hate that you're about to get. Well, you went around playing games, and I came to be normal, more normal than they are. I'm more normal than these average, everyday people here. And yet here you are acting like I'm some monster. And I come out to be not only normal, more normal than y'all. Huh? I came out to be more normal than y'all. And not only that, it didn't stop there. Can't make this up, it didn't stop there. Then we find out you got 43 states of child marriage, buddy. Come on, man. Come on. Not only was I normal, and we could just be like, well, he's normal, let's just let it go. Nah, we couldn't. It didn't stop there. We had to pay attention to the fact that you have 43 states of child marriage. 43 states of it. You can't help yourself. And look, like I said, who you mad at, me or yourself? And I don't deserve a bag. I just want you to give me my money and walk away. That's what I want you to do. Give me my money and walk away. That's what you need to do. At least first, I need my money. And you should know, passionate as I am about these laws, it's no way in hell that I am going to be part of a community that's marrying children. It's no way in hell, bro. Hell will freeze over first. Okay? Hell will have icebergs first, buddy. There will be icebergs in hell first. There will be avalanches of snow in hell before I join a country with 43 states of child marriage, buddy. I'm sorry. Unlike you, I have morals and integrity and honor codes that you didn't think I had, did you? Yeah, because they told you all this stuff that they couldn't prove. So you thought I had no integrity. Anything goes. That's what you thought. Unfortunately, that's not what it really is now, is it? And you have to face reality. The reality, not only that I'm a good, decent, clean guy that's not desperate for any type of sex, let alone I'm not doing child sex. But yet, you are messing with children. Okay? And you can think I'm pointing the fingers. You can be immature about it, or you can be a man about it. Just be a man about it. Just be a man about it. That's all you got to do. Face the fire. I feel your fire. I lose all control. You feel the fire. Lose your self-control. Feeling the fire now, ain't you? Because now everybody realize you got 43 states of child marriage. They ain't trying to hear none of that. They ain't trying to hear none of that stuff you talking about anymore. And also, people should be vouching for my bag. Hey, you should want me to have some money. You that much of a player hater? The man they played around with saying all this crazy stuff, you don't want him to have money? Man, you a mega player hater. you a mega player hater. You a mega man player hater. You a mega man player hater. Get you a little gun on your arm. You a mega man player hater. Jumping around and stuff. Nah, Mega Man used to jump. You a Mega Man player hater, bro. The man they played around with, all these games, you should be glad for him to have some relief. And then he come out to show you your country got 43 states of child marriage. You should be glad that guy gets some money. I'd be glad to put some money in his pocket. That's all I'd be thinking about, actually. But here we are, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a special kind of crazy, bro. It's a special kind of crazy. And a lot of that is mental sickness. That's what I think. It's gotta be, man. It gotta be, bro. That gotta be crazy. That gotta be mental. Just like on Dumb and Dumber, when the guy got on the phone, when the henchman got on the phone that was riding with Jim Carrey and the other guy, Jeff Daniels, he was like, it's mental. He said it that quick. He said, he was talking to his boss on the phone. He said, yes, mental. That's one of the most funny. That's one of the most overlooked lines right there. He got on the phone. He was like, yes, mental. Yes, mental. Oh. Yes, mental. That's what I'm starting to think about you. Because I don't see how you can't think you're going to pay me. You can't be serious. You think you're going to just walk away. The American government even is better than that. If they have wrongly incarcerated or locked up somebody, they will even pay out. They will pay out thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, even $1 million, even a cool $1 million. If they can do that, with 43 states of child marriage, never having the age of consent right, having child marriage this whole time, and they can do that, pretty sure they've been passing out money when they had child marriage in the government. Pretty sure they've been doing that. I'm pretty sure. If they can do that, how come you can't do it? They don't feel humiliated. Do they feel humiliated? They feel redeemed. See, it's more than one way of looking at it. It's always more than one way of looking at it. You're looking at it as, well, if we pay this money, we're going to look humiliated. Well, you already actually do look humiliated. Have you looked at yourself lately in the mirror? You're gang stalking while you got 43 states of child marriage. That's a 7th hour. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? The last child marriage law was passed under Donald Trump's administration. This is a fiasco, man. Come on, you can't be serious. You are already humiliated. You are already humiliated. You can't be serious. I don't see how you don't feel that way. I don't see how you don't feel that way. You should already feel humiliated. But honorable men would feel that they would gain back the acceptance of the community by paying that money. That's why the American government even realizes that, stupid as they are. They even realize, hey, we pay this money out, then people are going to say, well, at least they did the right thing by this person. Even though this person missed a million Christmases, at least we made it right. You could gain some integrity back, some redemption back by giving me my money. I know you think I'm playing and I'm not. You think I'm playing and I am not. I am not. I am not. I am not. So, hey, you need to figure it out. You need to figure it out how to get my money. Okay? Separate me, differentiate me from everybody else, and give me my money. That's all you got to do. That's your first step. And what you need to know is that God wants me to have this money. Just like the dude on Trading Places. Conning you. Conning you. Conning you. That's how I'm thinking about you. I'm conning you. Conning you. How can I con you and you got 43 states of child marriage? And I'm the only one revealing it. How am I being a con?